Hi guys, hi everyone. Here we are again. I don't know where Dave is. He's a bit late tonight, but I'm sure he'll be in. If not, I'll have to give him a nod. In fact, I'll just good evening, Simon. How are you? Hope you're well. I don't know where Dave is. I'm going to just send him a WhatsApp. Just bear with me, folks. Good evening, everyone. I don't know. I'm just waiting to see where Dave is, but good evening, everyone. I'm looking forward to what you've got to say, Richard. I don't know if I upset him with my David Bowie, but anyway, another busy week on the channel. Hi, Dave. How are you doing? Good to see you. It's good to see you all, in fact. I'm going to just do, there we go. And Mick, and Richard, and Matt, and Seb, and Dave. Hope everyone is well. Busy week on the channel as ever. 2,823 views in the last 7 days. 27 new subscribers. So if you're one of them 27, welcome to the Madhouse. So what's been watched? Well, number 3 coming in straight, Lita Ford from the Runaways. I ranked her on Tuesday, 89 people. Battle of the Debuts, Slipknot and Linkin Park, 128. Hold on, I've forgotten to do something very important. You can hear him, and in my pocket, if I can get it out. Hello, did you fall asleep, sir? He's in, but I don't know if we can hear him, Mother. Right. Forgot to give it to Rocky. There you go, then. That keeps him quiet. Anyway, where did we get to? Yes, Battle of the Debuts, 128. But the biggest watch last week is... Are you there, sir?
Yes, I is here. I was having problems. For some reason, the browser didn't want me to join.
Silly thing. Good
Yes,
evening, Commissar. Anyway, live stream last week, 259 people have actually watched it. Listen to us all chopsing and going on, which is pretty cool. In the 28 days, we're now over 10,000 views in 1 month. Is pretty cool. They're going up all the time. The subs are going up. 83 subs last month. Incredible stuff. What you've been watching, number 3, 184 views with tier ranking Gentle Giant. There will be one coming up in a couple of weeks' time because I've got something else going on. Retro ranking 20 bad Quo songs 232, and the live stream from last week 259. We are now up to 159,931 views and 885 subscribers to the channel. Nothing's changed in the top 3: Jethro Tull, Derek Riggs, and Status Quo. Yes, hello. Well, it is now the rankers. You are in the rankers gallery.
Right. While you're waffling on, you keep going because I'm fiddling around doing other bits in the background.
Okay. Last week's Battle of the Debuts, it was a close thing, believe it or not. But Linkin Park, Dave, they won by 2 votes, didn't they?
Oh, yes, 2, only just.
Only just. It was a tough one. I don't know how the other one's going at the moment.
In the community, it's 5-2 to Picture Book, Simply Red.
Yeah,
at the
so
moment.
what I've been listening to, I haven't listened to too much this week because I've been doing other things. So I'm not going to tell you because I've completed the 10 albums, and the others I've listened to one of this, but I have been so busy. So the other thing we're gonna see. I don't know how many of you know, but I've put it up there. On Saturday, I am hosting Rachel's Ghosts show on this channel. There's all the details. It's already there. Rachel's moving, so she can't have no internet. So yours truly is going to do it for her. So could be an interesting show. Are you ready to do your obituaries?
Almost, not quite. Right, the
Anyway,
poll is up.
okay, let's just go through. Someone Seb likes Gentle Giant. I know he does. We've got Artin from Carolina Vinyl Pickup. Welcome to our friend from the United States. Anyone from the United States, welcome. And including my very good subscriber Mick in California. Wyoming Dave's here as well. It's good to see you all good. So I'm now going to hand you over to Dave, who's going to go through the people we lost this week.
Yeah, the Grim Reaper turned up this week once again. 21st of April, we lost Mark Stewart, age 62, an English musician with the pop group and songwriter. He wrote She Is Beyond Good and Evil and This Is Stranger Than Love. Trust you can hear me all right.
I can.
Good. 22nd of April, we lost Ron, now I hope I pronounced this right, Cahute, 68. He was a Canadian singer-songwriter and accordionist. 23rd of April, we lost Isaac Wiley Jr. He was an American drummer with the Daz Band. And that's Daz as a, what do they call it? A portmanteau word of jazz and dance.
Oh, he wasn't. He wasn't in a band for Purcell, a washing machine advert.
No.
Just add that in.
Same day, we lost Keith Gattis, 52, an American country music singer. He wrote El Cerrito Place and When I See This Bar, and he was also a record producer. 24th of April, we lost Lillian Day Jackson, age 63. She was an American singer with a Dutch band called Spargo. And then the big name this week, 25th of April, Harry Belafonte, age 96, an American Hall of Fame musician, famously the Banana Song, and Jumping the Line, actor and civil rights activist. And I didn't realize this, and neither did Ian, Harry Belafonte's breakthrough album, Calypso, recorded in 1956, was the first million-selling LP by a single artist. And then on the 26th, yesterday, we lost a gentleman by the name of Billy the Kid Emerson. He was 97, American singer-songwriter. His death was announced yesterday. We don't have an exact date. In later life, he became a reverend. A man of God, as we like to say. Anyway, that's all who have passed this week. Now, hopefully, you have it queued up.
I do.
Okay, in that case, I'm going to add to stream, and away you go.
Okay, this is the bit everyone looks forward to. What am I going to put on for you next week? So let's get straight in. So it may be a bank holiday, but Monday we have got a viewer's request for Manchester band Elbow. A lot of people going, who are Elbow? Well, you'll find out on Monday. Classic album. We are going way back to the 50s. And we're going to look at a great classic album from James Brown. It's his debut album, and it's Please, Please, Please. absolute belting album. Tuesday, we got a Jeff Beck collaboration album ranking, which will be pretty good. And then retro ranking, because we're coming up to Eurovision season. I've decided to do my top 10 Iain's Dues Points songs. So it's basically a lot of my favourite winners over the years. Wednesday Marathon is part 2 of Mr. Bowie. Had a few interesting bits and bobs about this week's, which I knew I'd get, but hey ho. So I'm looking forward to this one because this was the toughest bit doing these 13. Thursday, Battle of the Debuts. Now, someone said, why don't you do some live album debuts? So I thought that's a great idea. So we got, during the month of May, we're going to have live album debuts, and these are all debut albums by bands. So we're going to kick off with the Kinks live at Kelvin Hall up against the one and only The Who live at Leeds. I think we'll know who wins that one without even doing it. Pick a mix next week. We're going to stateside for a wander down the sidewalk, and we're going to look at the top 10 singles for May the 4th, 1970. And on Friday, got the first tart. Shall we start that one again? The first part of the Bill Wyman story. Start a new story next week, and we're going to kick off with the Rolling Stones live albums, because I hadn't ranked them and I'd already done the Rolling Stones, so I thought we'd do the live albums. And as you can see, next week's new album review is the new Jethro Tull album, Rock Float. So that's all coming up next week, folks. Let's hit a few buttons. Get rid of that. Do that and go, hello world, I'm back on. So let's get a few people up. Let's put the invite up. If it comes, there we go.
Right. Now, before everybody jumps in and wants to join, we got MasterdMindDave's teaser. And it's underneath, it's in the video description this week, so that people can read it and think about it. But this week, it's all about the Beatles. One wrote something, one sang something, one got it on, and one didn't. Who did what and when? And that's it. Away you go.
Okay, so let's see if anyone wants to come and join us. I'm expecting someone to come up because I'm going to have my way of doing the David Bowie. So that was an interesting one, doing the David Bowie, because I knew that I'd probably have a few comments about where I put Scary Monsters. But there's so many good albums, it was just very, very hard.
Well, this is it. Everybody in the stream could listen to the same album, and you will have as many different variations of how it's received as you have the number of people in the chat on the stream.
Okay, my first guest is my cohort, and we're at it again on Saturday. The one and only from just outside Coleraine in Northern Ireland, the one and only Mr. Richard McCook.
Evening, Richard.
Richard.
Good evening, everybody. How are you all doing?
I'm doing good. How are you this week?
I'm not too bad. I've been a very busy week, as you can imagine.
Yeah.
Extremely busy, on the phone to solicitors, to banks, dreadful.
And our next guest is all the way from the United States and North Carolina, the one and only Art. How you doing, Art?
I'm doing wonderful. How you doing, Ian?
I'm doing great.
Hello, Richard.
How you doing, Art?
I'm doing wonderful. It's raining
Anyway,
here.
I think I'm in for a bit of a ticking off of Mr. McCook.
Can I just start and say, I demand that you go and sit in the corner and get Rocky to do the rest of this show after putting Gary Monsters in the bottom half. How dare you?
I knew this was going to happen.
We want Rocky. We want Rocky.
So what one did I get wrong, sir? How many did I get wrong?
You know what the one thing, no, I enjoyed the whole thing, even though Scary Monsters is a top 10 album for me, a boy. The thing that I didn't like was you showed all the albums at the very start of what was going to be in from 25 to 14. And I thought, no, Ian, don't do that. Now I know them all before you even do it. I didn't know what order, but I knew that Low and Lodger and Ziggy and all were in the top 10.
Where have I put them?
Scary Monsters. And I thought, what on earth is that doing shown?
Yeah. I agree with you, Richard. It was a missed move.
Thank you, Dave. Thank you.
Yeah. No, as soon as I saw it coming up on screen, I thought, he's giving the game away. There's no anticipation. There's no, and at number 26, we have, and all the way down, down the numbers. There was no anticipation, no what's coming next. We already knew what the first 13 are going to be.
Yeah, okay, I'm a bit predictable. But with Scary Monsters, the singles are great, but the other, I find personally, I don't like the other tracks as much. I love the album. I play it.
Can I make a comment about Outside, which you put last, and it's not a last album? How many times have you actually listened to that album? And I'll tell you why. Because whenever we did the Disappointing album, that album took me an awful lot of listens to actually get to like. And if I had done that ranking in 1995, I would have had it last as well. So this is the point about, we don't give albums as long as we used to because music is so readily available. But whenever, you saved up and bought an album, you live for that. You listen to it and you carry on.
Well, I cheat. I don't own that one. I listen to it on Spotify. I've been listening to it a while because I knew this was coming up. And then once I didn't know, I've been listening to them for a long time. And I just couldn't get into it. It's that drum that goes. Well, get rid of it. Throw it out the window. We don't need that rubbish.
That's why
I know. I'm sorry, people, but I am going to get a lot of stick for that.
Oh, one more thing. Sorry, Ian, one more thing. I sent you an email. Did you get it? About Saturday?
I haven't checked them, Richard.
It's just to say, if you want to do it an hour earlier because you're taking over from Rachel's to give you more time to prepare.
I'm fine. I'm actually fine, Richard.
Are you sure now? 11, okay?
Yeah, thank you for the offer, but I'll be fine. I've got Saturday's planned out. I've got a plan of action.
Right, okay. That's fine.
So thank you for that. That was very kind of you. Yes, I'm taking over Rachel's on Saturday. God help me. But there you go. The Peanut Gallery did actually approve. So, I mean, you'll know that if the Peanut Gallery approve that I'm doing Rachel's show, that's something, isn't it?
That's something. You're moving up.
Moving up. Right. So, I'm sure you two, did any of you two brought anything on Record Store Day? Because I didn't.
Yeah, I got 3 items. I got 2 the day of the Record Store Day, and then one, I guess the small business owner there at where I went back today, and the album came in late, so it was late coming in to his shop, and he called me this morning, and me and my wife went up there, had a nice lunch, and then I stopped at the record store and picked it up, and I can show you. This is a mind blower here. You're gonna like this, Ian.
Okay, let's put it up.
This is the Yes Live Close to the Edge tour.
Oh,
this came out Record Store Day, and I guess this was released a few years back on CDs, but now if you look on Discogs, they're like $500-600. But this was live in the U.S., and I believe it's 4 records in here. But
unopened?
Yeah, sealed. It's Record Store Day.
Oh.
Yeah, it was 45 US, I think.
Oh, that's a steal.
Yeah, because right now, while they're going for on Discogs, you still get them for like 55 or 60. So.
Yeah, but sealed and everything. Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, there's the track listing. If you can figure this out.
That's a bit shiny. One side will be the color close to the edge, though. I'll take it.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's got opening track, Siberian Katruve, Seen All Good People, Your Move, All Good People. Side B, Heart of the Sunrise, then Mood for the Day and the Clap. Side C, And You and I, Chord of Life, Eclipse, The Preacher and the Teacher, Apocalypse. Side D, Close to the Edge, the whole side. Side E, excerpts from Six Wives, Roundabout, and then ends with Yours Is No Disgrace. So I guess this is the live at the Knoxville Civic Center and Auditorium, November the 15th of 72. Oh. But the CD box set had like, I don't know how many, maybe 8 or 10 different shows.
So yeah, I brought the highlights.
Yeah, this was just one show out of that CD box that they released on vinyl. So they still have all the rest of them to release on vinyl.
Yeah,
down the road.
That probably was the best gig, I suppose.
Oh, it could have been. Yeah, I'm just glad to get it, and now it's in my hand, and I can. And I picked up a couple other things while I was there. Kings Road, John Wetton, 72 to 80.
Oh,
I've never seen this record in the wild. It was an EG recorded on records, the same one that King Crimson's on back in the 80s. But this one here's got a lot of. It's got a couple songs from the album UK he did with Bruford, and it's got some UK stuff on here. It's got some of his other stuff from some of his solo albums. It's got some King Crimson stuff on here. So this is pretty cool.
That's a pretty good album. If you know John Wetton from Asia, but you want to get into his other stuff, that's a really good point to start, isn't it?
I've never seen it before. I've heard of this record, but I've never seen it in the wild. And he had it there sitting in his rack for $10. I'm like, that's a no-brainer. That's going home with me.
Definitely.
And then, I like John McLaughlin a lot, and I have the red. That's the Shock T. I didn't have this one, and this would have came out in '75. This was after Mahavishnu, and yeah. So this one here this was a good find. It was on my radar to get that, and then I picked up a couple other. Excuse me. I picked up a couple things at there's a thrift store that's Habitat for Humanity, and these were all 50 cents. Peter Gunn, which I already have a copy of, but if I see another one, I'm going to grab it because I'm the vinyl picker now. I can't help myself. More music from Peter Gunn. I've never seen this one.
Yeah, I got them on CD. They're really good.
And I seen this one there. Duke Ellington.
Excellent.
And even if I'm not really into mid-century jazz, but it looked really nice. 6-Eye Columbia. So it might be something I can put in my store. And then I was listening to a guy on the YouTube the other day. He plays classical music. He's a classical artist. I'm trying to remember his name. I watch him quite often. But he says some of these, the older classical records are worth something. They're worth quite a bit of money if they're red and have this raised lip on the edge here. So I found this one. I found this one. And I found this one for 50 cents a piece. So I'll see what they're, because what I do is I find things in the wild and then I put them in my store, and then the proceeds I get from that, then I use to buy stuff that I want, So it all works out. That way I don't have to use money from the household funds,
Oh, successful. Did you buy anything, Richard, or you been busy?
Well, Ian, you should know. You watch my videos. I've already done my Record Store Day video.
I know that. But I'm not going to tell people that. Of course I've watched
it. I spent a fortune. I bought the David Bowie singles box set from the 1960s. I don't have them here with me. I also got the Suzi Quatro Back to the Drive album, first time ever on vinyl, her 2006 album. I got the Slade Keep Your Hands Off My Power Supply, which is the American version of the amazing Kamikaze Syndrome, and it's on red vinyl. Slightly different track listing, slightly better track listing, actually. And then I also got the double reissue of Elton John's Don't Shoot Me, I'm Only a Piano Player. And while I was there, I picked up the David Bowie picture disc of Aladdin Theme, which had been released the week before. Now, I have ordered one more item online because Johnny didn't have it in the shop, and it's due in tomorrow, so you'll see it soon.
And someone's working hard in his office there. Good evening, Simon.
Hey, Sam. You right?
Yeah. Have we caught you on an odd moment?
Hey?
Have we caught you on an odd moment?
No, I'm just putting my CDs away in the into my shelf. I've just got a load of CDs out from the loft. I'm just putting them back on the shelf. Bear with me.
Yes, I'll bear with you. Yeah, I love that box set you got, Richard, of the David Bowie singles. That looks pretty cool.
It is cool. Really thick vinyl as well. Really good hard stock sleeves, but it's expensive. It was very dear. For 5 singles, it's expensive.
Yes. Well, I know Simon's put up a video of Record Store Day.
I did, yeah.
Yes.
No,
I didn't go out on Saturday. I've been struggling with my knee at the moment. I don't know what I've done to it. I think it's called old age. And it's been very painful for the last week. I've been referred, but you know how long that takes.
Well, in the old days, they used to call it housemaid's knee.
I think mine's to do with my sporting days.
Nah. It's not enough exercise.
Excuse me. I used to play cricket.
No, I mean now, not then.
I do. I'll go out with Rocky.
That's out to the nearest bush and back again.
No, he does venture up the road a bit. He actually saw a cat the other day and he didn't even chase it.
Oh.
He looked at it, give it the stare, and sod it. I'm not doing that. But he'll chase a squirrel.
I did get 2 more items from Record Store Day. The day of Record Store Day, I picked them up. If you want to make me
this.
Oh.
I got the Tori Little Earthquakes. I've been following her ever since her first album back in the 90s. And the B-sides, this is all her B-sides. So I got this. And then this is my favorite artist, Steven Wilson. This is Porcupine Tree that came out. And this is a couple of songs from Dead Wing and a couple from In Absentia that came out in the early 2000s. And so these were released. These were B-sides. So this came out on Record Store Day was $23. I was just glad to get it because now to try and buy his stuff later on, and it's quite expensive. So, and I know I had to wait in line with a bunch of the Swifties, but he had the Taylor Swift album that a lot of them kids wanted, and then so that eliminated like half the line. They all went up to the front, got their records, and left. And that, then all the rest of the prog heads and the jazz people were all left there to go in and grab whatever they wanted to get. So it all worked out.
Yeah, I think on looking at what people have brought and what I've watched on the VC, Taylor Swift must have made a few pennies this weekend.
Oh, for sure.
And it's good. It's good for her. I think she's a talent.
Yeah.
What do you reckon, Richard? I know it's.
I admire her for doing what she did. She got so many pressed up, more or less to try and beat the flippers, so that all the kids could actually get the records. Yeah. But if you check eBay, they're still going for £100 and more. But there's a lot more happier people this year, Taylor Swift fans, than there was last year, because the flippers just was selling them for ridiculous prices. And at least with the amount that was pressed this year, there was a really good chance for the true fans to actually buy a copy.
Yeah, that's what I think. the trouble is that there's some flippers, although all they're interested is making a buck.
When I went up to the
that's what it's all about. But there are fans out there that generally want these albums.
when I went up to the counter and to get my records, there was a Taylor Swift record there, and I said, I'm not going to grab. I know what I could do and sell it, but I don't do that. So I just left it there, and then some girl next to me grabbed it and said I was thankful that she got it. So yeah.
Well, Matt's just said, look at this one, $250.
Yeah,
that is ridiculous, isn't it? Absolutely ridiculous.
And one store in Charlotte near me they said they had 500 copies of it, and the record store owner where I was at, he only had 10. He told the rest of the people in line, if you go down to Charlotte, which is about an hour drive, you can pick one up, because they had 500 in the store. They had 500 copies.
Yeah. Mastermind Dave's teaser this week. It's all about the Beatles. One wrote something, one sang something, one got it together, and the other didn't. Who did what and when? Where's Mazzy when you need him?
That's a tough one.
Yeah, Mazzy would get that, wouldn't he?
He should.
Do you think Mazzy would get that art?
Is this the Beatles, or does it include the Beatles solo as well?
It's just the Beatles. It's just the Fab Four.
Right, so
got it together.
Well, one wrote something. Well, that's George Harrison because he wrote it.
Nope.
Oh, right, okay.
George wrote it and sang it, didn't he?
Well, then one
I think you need to elaborate, Dave.
All right. One wrote something. One of them published a book. One sang something. Somebody released a song, and it's not the one you think. One got it together.
That's a tough.
I'll leave that as it is. But somebody didn't get it together. In other words, there was a breakup. There's your clue.
We need Mazzy or Rachel for this one.
Yeah, Rachel and Matt.
Would you like a year?
Oh, is it all in the 1 year?
Nope. There's three different years.
Give me the 3 different years.
1964, 1979, and 1981. And they're actually in sequence. Book was published in 64. Song was released in 79. And somebody getting it together and somebody not getting it together were both 1981.
Right. John Lennon wrote the book in 1964, and I can't remember the name of it.
Yeah, Pulsar does though.
And it was all right. Yeah.
Well done, Pulsar. And
yes, Pulsar's been on the internet.
What something in 1979?
Yes. And Ian immediately came up with an answer, and it's not the right answer.
Because I didn't know the year. I got the year totally wrong.
Right. Well, the only 1979, the only 2 albums released were George Harrison self-titled and Wings Back to the Egg.
Right. So one of those.
Those are actually solos albums. None.
Yeah, Matt's got it. Harrison wrote something. Do you know what the single was?
Blow Away.
It's Love Comes to Everyone.
Everyone. Right. So that's the answer. John Lennon wrote a book in his own right. George released a single, Love Comes to Everyone. So you're left with Ringo and Paul.
Both happened in 1981.
Ringo recorded Paul's song "Attention."
No.
He recorded "Private Property."
Give them another clue. Give them all another clue, Dave.
It was one got it together. One of them got it together, and one of them didn't.
Right. Ringo got it together with Barbara Bach.
Yes. So if
Paul,
the other one didn't get it together, what
Paul
happened?
didn't get it together with Wings.
Yes, Wings broke up.
Yeah, split up Wings. Well, there you go. I don't get the second part though, because George wrote lots of songs in 1979, not just Love Comes.
No, but there was one song was actually released on this day. They were all on this day in those years.
You never said on this day. You just said 1979.
If I'd said on this day, Google would have been burning.
The goalposts.
Google would have been burning if I'd said on this day.
Well, I think you actually beat him this week, Richard. I think you can.
Yes,
that's one to the Rankers peanut, the Rankers gallery. I think you've been beaten this week.
Yeah.
Well and truly. Yeah,
I'm sure I had to give you a clue, but no.
You've been beaten fair and square.
Yeah, Pulsar and Matt's both got them.
Yeah, good question. Yeah, it was a good question, wasn't it?
It was very good. It was too hard.
Anyway, on Saturday, myself and Richard are going to give you a top 10, all the coronation special, and hope you've had to find someone better than Ina Sharples.
I'll tell you what I've tried to do, and it's really difficult. I've tried not to use in the top 10 the word king more than once, the word queen more than once, etc., etc., etc. So I've had to look up what are the different royal titles, and there is only 9 of them. And but however, my number one's something different. So
your number ones are always different, and they're a bit left field sometimes.
Well,
you catch me out.
My 3 bubbling unders will be king, queen, prince, princess.
I can't remember how long it goes. See, it's already. Look, there's me.
Yeah, there is a protocol list of what are known as royal titles.
Yeah,
and it's very, very restrictive. It's not as wide as you think.
Exactly. I know. And I can't get
too many kings.
I can't get a title with. Is it Marquis? That's actual royal title, isn't it?
Marquis, yeah.
Marquis. Sorry.
Yeah. The thing is, you could get away with using other types, imperial titles,
like
Grand Duke. So if you go outside the UK, there's more than one. You've got things like the Emperor, Empress, Tsar, Tsarina, High King and Queen, and whatnot.
No, I to what we know, but I tried to do what you did, Richard, but in the end, some of my favourite songs have got the word king in it.
Well, I think I have to double up as well, so don't worry about it.
Matt's already in with one of them. Oh dear.
That might be getting mentioned. I'm sure it will.
Is that a double whammy, Duke and Earl?
Yes,
I think it is
a double whammy. I've cheated a bit. I've cheated a bit on one song because I won songs too.
That doesn't surprise me in one bit.
Why am I?
You always cheat. I know.
Well, you'll understand why you couldn't have one without t'other. You can't have fish without chips, can you? So this is the reason why. Yeah, so that'll go up probably Saturday lunchtime before I dive into a live stream. I've got it all planned out nicely.
See, that's why I offered to do it for 10 o'clock to give you more time to edit. Still, you can do it if you want. If you want 10, make it easier for you, less panicky.
Then we're getting a flat. Go on, then we'll do it. This is not. Oh, everyone, close your ears. You can see how we do this. 10 o'clock's fine, Richard.
10 o'clock.
I'll alter it. I'll delete it and resend it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we'll do it 10 o'clock.
I don't even know you have to delete it. I think you can just go in at 10 on that one and start it as normal, I think. But if you want to send another one, send another one.
Yeah.
Is that you're talking about the Z word?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can start it whenever you want.
Oh, okay, there you go.
As far as I know, you can start it whenever you want.
As well.
We'll have a go, and if we can't do it, Richard, I'll just send you some quick ones. But I'm sure it'll be all right. If Dave's, I think, have you done it before, Dave? Then.
Well, whenever you and I did the test, I actually clicked on it ahead of time, and it came up.
There you go.
Well,
we were
like
trying something.
If it doesn't, you can always do a quick, add a, or send them an email with a new link.
Yeah, we was having a conversation about on Grateful's Ghost about why is vinyl better. So I'm going to put it to my panel. Richard, why do you think vinyl's better than CD?
I don't.
You don't?
No, I don't. No, I just like vinyl. I like vinyl as the retro aspect of vinyl. It's the packaging. But if you're being honest with yourself, normally the CDs would probably sound better because there's no clicks or pops. And unless you've got the hearing of a dog, you can't hear the high ends, low ends, and all the rest of it or whatever. I just like the vinyl. It just takes me back to when I was.
Yeah, I mean, I'll do what I did on there. The thing about a vinyl is you can do this, can't you? Open it up, look at it, look at the words, look at the things like that. That's what I love about vinyl.
But then there are some CDs that you can do the same. Music of the Spheres. It was double CD. It opened out. It came with a booklet. Everything.
Yeah, I mean the best CD for me for booklets is this one. I've got it, still got it here. This one.
Yeah,
this is a great little box.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna pop you up full.
Okay.
There you go.
That is a great little box set, and it's got the booklet is really good for a CD booklet. It's got some great pictures of the band. I mean, I love that picture of Noddy. That is a fantastic picture of him.
That's a classic.
That's what else have we got? Oh, there's a good one of Jim and Dave and Don. There's not much writing in this. It's just got bits about the concerts, but that is a really good little box set. I was watching, I think, one of the CD box for the new Metallica album. It comes in this box that opens up like a 3D box, and there's a certain person on Swiss Hand Quality said, if you're in the car, what do you do with this box? And it's one of them CDs that if you don't fold it right, it doesn't go back into the.
Yes. Yeah. Yes. It's all to do with the folds.
Yeah.
But to be honest with you, I love both formats. I just get more excited about the vinyl because I think it's a nicer format. It's a nicer looking format. But if you're talking about sound quality, really, it's hard to argue against CD.
Yeah, I agree with you, Rich.
Yeah, do you?
Yeah, everything you said, I agree with you.
I like the albums like from the early '70s Prague. I like them on vinyl. They seem they seem. I know the cliche is they seem warmer, but they just sound. I don't know. It's more melodic for me. It doesn't sound like it's made in a. I don't know. It's kind of weird.
It's not factory made.
Yeah, it's not factory made. That's very good. But I like the way that the old albums sound, but the newer stuff. Now, if you buy, I was asking a guy today in the record store, what's the difference if I buy? Where's that? Let's just go with this one. If I buy this on vinyl today, I bought it 3 days ago, but if I buy it today and you have the CD, let's say this is the CD and it's the same thing. And if this is digital and this is digital, then what's the difference? But back in the day, I guess there wasn't digital. So like Close to the Edge and Fragile and, Emerson, Lake and Palmer and early Genesis albums, those were all done from the tape. I'm assuming until they got to the time where they started doing things on digital and digitizing them. So, but they sound a little bit different to me. And I don't have, the greatest ears, but they just sound to me like the older stuff sounds better on vinyl to me. And the newer stuff, it really doesn't matter.
Now, there is one exception. I mean, let's take Slade Alive, one of the greatest live albums of the 70s in my books. I've got the original album, and it is an original album. But I'll tell you that it sounds a lot better on this.
Yeah.
It feels like you've got Slade playing in your front room.
Yeah, but then they've eliminated the pops, clicks,
that's a live album,
whistles.
though, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, but they've eliminated the pop, click, whistle effect that you get with vinyl.
I mean,
the old analog vinyl. Now that it's been digitized and laid down, they filter out a lot of that. The technology has improved.
Now, the one on this that is really good, and it's never been released on vinyl, I don't think. It's a concert. You know when bands do concerts before they go out on tour? This one was done at Hucknall Miners Welfare Club, which would have probably been the side of a shoebox. And it's the best one in the box set. It's even better than Slade Alive. It's grunty. I don't know if you can see what the set list is on there.
Mm-hmm.
You see, it's not just got the hits on there, has it? I mean, Richard will know this. That's deep cut Slade on there, isn't it? Can you see that, Richard?
I do. Starting off with Dizzy Mama, a B-side of a single that sold about 3 copies.
That's a great version of it, though. I can tell. It's absolutely brilliant, this is. When I put that on the first time, it was, when you first hear Slade as a kid and you go, oh, I had the same effect when I put that on. And because I haven't got a CD player, I have to play it through my Blu-ray player, which is a surround sound. Totally blew me away listening to that. I love playing on that.
Another thing I do like about vinyl is the way that it's split between 2 sides. So if you have an album and you've grown up with an album, side 1 and side 2. It's not just one full play. And I always like the idea of comparing the first side to the second side, and maybe the second side is not quite as strong as the first, or vice versa. But in the 90s, whenever the CDs came out, and again, the sound, fantastic. But you couldn't get as personal with them as you did with the vinyl.
That's
as well. They put 3 billion songs on it. So,
they tried to fill the, at the time when CDs first came out, it was 74 minutes of music. And then they realized that they could extend it to 80 minutes. But those first CDs, for example, ABBA Gold, the original ABBA Gold is less than 74 minutes, and they actually put on an edit of the name of the game to actually get it under 74. But once the technology allowed them to go up to 80, the full version of the name of the game went on subsequent issues of ABBA Gold. But the fact is, it's all one. A CD was almost like one side of a C90 or one side of a C120.
Yeah.
I liked the two sides, so I could compare sides, and I thought it was more personal. Now, again,
Yeah,
I love.
plus you had the thing of lifting it off, turning it
Yeah.
over,
Yes.
and putting the needle back, starting it up, putting the needle back down. The same thing with the cassette. Pop the cassette out, turn it over, and put it back in. You lose that with a CD. You lose the interaction.
Yeah.
You actually lose looking. When the CD goes into the compartment, that's it gone. You can't see it. When a vinyl is spinning around the turntable, you can see it. And even if there's a jump in it, you can actually see more or less where it is. But no, I love both formats. I do prefer vinyl, but I think CDs are they're obviously far they're
Less hassle.
better value for money.
Yeah.
And I play a lot of music in the car, so even if I'm playing it on my phone, the music on my phone comes from a ripped CD. It used to come from something I used to download them, but now I don't like doing that. So I rip the CD or play the CD in the car. So both formats get the thumbs up for me. I hated cassettes now, apart from blank cassettes.
Yeah.
But
well, the problem now is whenever you get a new car now, they don't come with CD players.
No,
I know that.
It's all streaming.
Yes.
Streaming and Bluetooth and connecting to your phone.
A USB port.
Well, I can handle that, so I can. But even the CD, I will automatically rip a CD to the computer as soon as I get it. Yeah. And I will buy it if it's an artist I like.
Yeah, Dave had it one. I remember one of Dave's car. He had this great thing where you could put the CD in and it'd rip it to the whatever it was. So every time Dave come over to England, he was ripping half of my CDs.
Yeah, it was a Prius, and it came with a hard disk drive. I popped the CD in, and it would start playing it. And while it was playing it at normal speed, it was ripping it at 5 times speed onto the hard disk.
Oh, there you go.
So once it was ripped, I could pop the CD out, put another one in, and jump to whatever. I could create my own playlist off the hard drive. It was brilliant. I loved that thing. I had so many CDs, it was unbelievable. And then, car breaks down. It's going to cost me £1,000 to replace a part. And I said, sod that. I'm sorry. Right. Show me the new cars. Oh God, no, not those prices. Show me secondhand. And the best secondhand, the guy says, no car now is coming out with a CD player in it.
No.
To save weight, it's all Bluetooth and streaming. So I've got a CD collection that the only time I can use is if I'm sitting in the front room with a CD player. And I don't do that very often because I've now got she whose name cannot be mentioned, connected to Spotify and Amazon Music. I don't need CDs anymore. Everything is available off the Ethernet.
Yeah,
it is, but there's
for most people, though, isn't it?
But you don't like to own certain things. You don't like to have the physical product to say, you can stream for how long as you like, but if that goes off, you don't have anything. And if Spotify blows up, there's no longer, and you're paying how much it is a month for Spotify, you've nothing to do with that. But if you buy physical product, you still have something. Okay, you may have to source out another CD player, which are getting harder and harder to find, but you still have the product. And if you actually do rip your CDs to your computer, and I don't know, put them up in the cloud or whatever, you still have copies.
Exactly.
Yes, exactly.
I've got copies of everything I've got on the next. I'll show you it. It's here. That is just full of my music as a backup.
Plus all the iPods.
Plus all my iPod stuff. So I've got so many different formats of music. I mean, when I go on holiday, people say, "Oh, I've iPods and that," but I can go on holiday and I can take my whole record collection with me.
And your audiobooks.
And my audiobooks. So I can, if I'm sitting on a beach relaxing, I'm not limited to what I can listen to. I can listen to anything in my record collection, which is brilliant. Some people get confused when you walk through customs with the 4 iPods. Because when I went to Cuba, when I was coming out of Cuba, this bloke was getting a bit irate. Wouldn't you know why I'd got 4 iPods with me? I went, my records. I listen to my music. Why 4? I've got over 1,000, you know. I don't know how many albums I've got and CDs. But I mean, I had to get rid of a lot of my CDs when I moved to downsize. I mean, it was a painful job to do, but something had to go. And I didn't want to get rid of my LPs, so the CDs went. But I've got all copies of it. So if, like as Richard said, if Spotify went down or anything, I have got them, and I'll just go and buy CDs, blank CDs, and rip them on. I've got all the music I need. But I'm old diehard. I do like my albums, but I love my singles, and I've lost a load over the years. So I'm on the hunt now for, when I go to record fairs, I more look at singles and picking up singles than albums at the moment, because there's so many singles that I've lost over the years that I brought, which is upsetting. So
I remember staying with you, and we managed to filch a piece of shop hardware from downstairs and brought it upstairs and stacked all your LPs. Do you remember?
Yeah.
I think it was close on about 1,500 LPs in that.
Yeah, that was only part of the collection.
Yeah. So that was the stuff that got played.
Co-op. And I just went into the co-op and says, "Are you getting rid of that?" Yeah. I says, "Is it being collected?" "No." "Can I have it?" "Yeah."
Yeah, it was brilliant. Yeah, mobile shop shelving. Brilliant.
Someone else has got a 13. I've got about 13,000 songs on each of my album, my pods.
Back in a minute. Need to do something.
Okay. I remember when people swearing mini discs were better than CD format.
Well, they're not.
No.
Never have been.
No.
Close, but not quite.
Not quite. So what have you been sorting out there, Simon? You seem to be working hard there.
I am. I've brought down all my 90s CDs and I'm putting them all back into my shelves. Well, they're all albums. There's a hell of a lot of 90s stuff here. Pretty much got everything. You name an artist, I'll see if I've got it.
When it comes to 90s, I'm not very good. Or are you, Richard, are you?
Hold on. Shaggy. Have you any Shaggy?
Yeah, I got Shaggy. One sec.
Go.
It's there, mate. Bombastic.
Excellent.
Bombastic. Okay.
I'll try one more with you, Simon. Do you have Aqua?
Yes.
You do. Barbie Girl and Dr. Jones.
Yeah. One sec.
Yeah, Ralph. There's a comment from Ralph. The woke can't cancel your physical copies you own. No,
Aquarium.
There you go. There you go.
Exactly. There was a certain gentleman who, if I remember, it was 3 months ago, blocked all his music being played on Spotify because of some idiot who did a podcast. And you couldn't listen to any of his music.
Yeah, wow. Simon Seb's asked, have you got any Ace of Base?
Yes, I have.
Sure. Good evening, Rob.
Happy Nation.
So there you go, Zeb. He's got some.
Yeah.
By the way, Dave, that was a blessing because I can't stand helium.
Just 2 stevias, right? No cream.
Sorry, what?
That was a blessing because I can't stand young.
I'm hoping that.
But to have an artist cancel all his music means that it doesn't matter that you pay for a service. If he cancels his music, bang.
Joni Mitchell and David Crosby as well before he died.
Yes. But thankfully, his music's back on.
I'm listening to sort of David Crosby stuff at the moment.
Yes.
For future little shows.
What are we? He's a 6-parter, if I remember.
Yes. Just finished listening to the Yardbirds, and we're nearly done the Crosby, Stills, and Nash. They're nice, gentlemen. You what, Richard?
You mean the Birds, not the Yardbirds?
No, the Birds, the band that.
I thought you said Yardbirds.
Yeah, Ian said Yardbirds.
Hang on, here's got. Do you have Harvey Danger flagpole seater? Yeah, this is the challenge at the moment. Is Simon finding stuff in his collection?
I don't think so.
Well, he's failed you, Mick.
Yeah.
He's failed you. Are you going to come up, Mr. Walker? I've put the link up for you. It's like magic. Our next guest is a legend in his own lunchtime. The man that provokes Rachel's ghost and gets people there pulling out. The one and only Mr. Rob Walker, all the way from Manchester.
Hey, Rob.
How you doing?
How you doing, Rob?
When I say the best hair in the VC.
The best hair in the VC, yeah.
Absolutely.
There's no
As you can see, Simon's working.
What are you doing, Simon?
I'm putting my CDs back in the case, the shelves rather.
Yeah, I'm glad we've got your full attention.
Well, it just proves that he can multitask, doesn't it?
Yeah. I'm listening.
Well, you're putting in you're putting in your input, so that's the thing.
Yeah.
Richard, did you see all what Martin Harris bought on the record store day?
I did, yes. He bought the Bowie. I can't remember half of what it was. I know he bought the Bowie box set and he bought the Slade one, and I can't remember what other ones he bought. But
because I said dinner last week that I've looked at the list and I couldn't think what he was going to pick up, but he picked up that Altered Images.
Yes, I know, and I don't know why he did, because he doesn't like the last album.
I know it cost him £26, I think.
I know, but well, it's up to him.
Yeah.
So, guys, what are we? Wet fans or Simply Red fans?
Simply Red.
That is today's Battle of the Debuts.
If I have to pick up,
it's not one of your better choices, is it, that, Ian?
Well, I like to mix it up.
Yeah,
obviously you're not a wet fan or a Simply Red fan.
Yeah, they're all right, aren't they? They sold a lot of records in the late 80s, no doubt about that.
Yeah.
Are you all excited for Saturday, Ian?
I don't know what I've let myself in for.
Has anyone said that they're going to come on, like, Mazzy or anyone?
I think Mazzy is, and I think Rob said he would.
Yeah.
Then you're going to. I'm expecting a load of trolls, though.
I don't think you'll get any trolls, to be honest.
I had one yesterday.
Right.
Good, or did I get some flack? But I gave it a good old English response.
Yeah.
I just went, and I just said, if you want to come on Saturday and troll me, I'm ready for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that red rag to a bull.
Yes. And have you noticed I've called it hashtag I have been to Windsor. Every time I go on there, people ask me if I've been to Windsor.
Yeah.
Do you ever get that, Rob, when you go on there? Have you been to Windsor?
No, I don't tend to get much sense out of anyone on there.
Yeah, there's a lot. I threw a hissy fit to it. There's a artificial intelligence on there, right? And it's me do this, me do that.
Oh yeah.
And you've seen the person, haven't you? Is it Age of GBT or whatever? And
that's probably Vinal Richie or someone like that, I think.
Yeah. I said, if you're going to talk to me, stop talking gibberish. If I need gibberish, I'll go to a kindergarten. Yeah. And then some people said I was a killjoy. I said, I'm not a killjoy. I like to talk to real people, not robots. And instead of putting my name, he was putting R.T.O. I says, your computer obviously can't cope with the name Iain. I had Baggy told me I'm a killjoy, and so I said, well, I've got to go because I've got a live stream to prepare for.
Can I ask something about the vinyl community? See whether people's opinions on this. So, Richard, do you think it's easier or more difficult to start a channel now? What do you think?
I never even thought of that. That's a good question. Probably the same, really. The first thing you have to get over is the nerves. That's the hardest thing. But for your channel to grow, it's all about networking amongst all the other channels. Exactly. So, for example, really, and now we're almost old school now, Rob, because we've been doing this for 4 and a bit years.
Yeah.
I know you do go on Rachel's now and again, but you're not on every day.
No.
But I don't mind coming on this live stream, but I don't want to get involved with that. I'll sit and watch it now and again if I'm off.
Yeah.
Just to see if there's a row or whatever. It's the only decent thing about it, to be honest with you.
But this is getting popular thanks to Rob putting the mention. We've had 259 people. It's the most ever, although there's not 259 people in here at the moment.
No.
To have through the week 259 is going up, and if you are watching this, why don't you give us a like? Because we're here for your entertainment.
Yeah.
You don't get quality guests like this anywhere else.
No, that's true, actually.
This is quality.
What about you? Do you think it's easier to start a channel now, or the same, or?
I think it's probably a bit easier than maybe 3-4 years ago. I think it's like maybe at its peak right now, just because so many people are doing it.
Yeah.
It seems like people build up subscribers rather quite quickly, maybe than they did maybe a few years back.
Yeah.
Just my take is what I've seen. Other newbies start up and stuff, and how they progress.
One thing that I think is like, so there's like a book, or if you want to be a Patreon to my channel and give me like £50 a month, I can give advice to people about how to run a YouTube channel. One thing that you have to do, apart from send me a lot of money, is you've got to, like Richard said, you've got to network with people. And that means people don't just come to your channel and think, oh, Art's great or Richard's great. You've got to watch other people's channels and you've got to interact with them. And then you've more chance of them coming over to your channel.
Yeah.
That's how it works. And I think some people, when I did the vinyl tag, quite a few channels started up. And I think maybe they do a couple of videos and they get a bit disheartened, you know, because they're not getting loads of views. But you've actually got to put, it's not work, but you've got to interact with other people.
So you have to put.
You do.
Got something special, then we're all very much of a muchness, aren't we, really?
Yeah.
Yeah. People have to relate to you. They have to see part of your character and your personality. They have to, you know, relate to you, which also is a big part of it. Because, you know, we're really all just vloggers, really, aren't we? You know, it's kind of like a daily or weekly vlog for a lot of people.
Yeah.
To be honest, as well, it depends what you want out of your channel.
Yeah.
Do you want to have 10,000 subscribers? Because within the VC, you're not going to go above 50,000. There's no way. Nobody will. Your German boy with the big glasses, is he over 50? What do you call him?
Michael 45.
Yeah, him. I can't see anybody getting over 50 whenever it comes to showing records.
Yeah.
So what is it you want? Do you have goals? Is it based on subscribers? Is that the reason why you want this channel to say that I have now got 5,000 subscribers?
Yeah.
Or do you want the channel to say, oh look, I got 5,000 views in that video and I've only got 100 subscribers? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, or is 50 views a great number for you? It just depends what you actually want and if you enjoy doing it.
Yeah. That's the Ivan Music Man, UK VC. You see, the word's getting around. This is like the UK version of the vinyl community, which is what I want to do. I want to get as many people on here. I mean, it's great when art comes in from America because it's part of the vinyl community, but it's great that he comes over to the UK one. Yeah. You know, it's always a pleasure to have Art here. His contributions are fantastic. But thanks for that, Ivan. I think we all like that here.
Most of the music I've always listened to is from the UK. Yeah, so that's why I relate. I just don't know. I don't know too many of the '80s bands from the UK, but I was still listening to the '70s, artists trying to make it in the '80s. The Genesis and Crimsons and Kate Bush and stuff like that. They were going into the '80s, and that's what I listened to. So some of the music you guys talk about, I really don't know the artist, but I'm all about learning. So
if you want to learn anything, you've come to the wrong place here.
Certainly have. I mean, I know Art's got an absolute cool T-shirt on. You got to show off this great T-shirt, Art.
Oh, Stephen. Well, no, I got my Genesis.
I love that picture of them on stage. Yeah, that is absolutely cool.
Yeah, I had my Stephen Wilson T-shirt on earlier. So,
be good. Sorry, Rob. Tomorrow, Kate Bush live. I know she's only got 2 albums, but we're going to talk about them.
Do you want me to do the compilation quiz?
Oh, God, yeah. I love this bit. We're going to make you big with this. We'll just shout out.
Yeah. So
it's Rob's bit. This is Rob's bit. Oh.
So this is the album we're going to feature this week.
Oh, God. Right.
Now whoa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So looking at these hits, they all seem to be around about 86. Something like that. So I think there's some good ones here. So let's start off with the track Notorious. Who had a hit with that?
Duran Duran.
Yeah, that's one for Richard. I think this is quite an easy one. Suburbia.
Pet Shop Boys.
Yeah. Walk This Way.
Run DMC.
Yeah. Don't Leave Me This Way.
Communards.
Right, hit for a double point. Who else had a hit with it?
Thelma Houston.
Oh, you show it off now. Breakout.
Swing out.
Yeah.
Swing out, sister. Higher Love.
Steve Winwood.
Yeah, didn't think of the name.
Here's one for Richard. Live and Die.
Sorry?
Forever Live and Die.
Oh, OMD.
Yep. In Too Deep.
Genesis.
Genesis, yeah. Side 2. Word Up.
Cameo.
Yep. I'm Not Perfect, but I'm perfect for you.
No idea.
That's what Ian says to Rachel.
I do a lot.
Do you know
No
that?
idea.
What's your favourite, Ian, from last week? Who were you slagging off?
I slag off lots of bands.
From the James Bond film?
Grace.
Yeah.
Jones. Yeah.
Grace Jones. Showing Out.
Oh, that's on the tip of my tongue and I can't think.
That's what she said.
Mel and Kim.
Yeah, Mel and Kim.
Oh, there's a blast from the past.
This is what Rob the Wax says. We don't have to take our clothes off to have a good time. Who's that?
I don't know. I know it, but I don't know who sings it.
Does anyone know it?
Nah, go on.
Jermaine Stewart.
Yeah.
He's got.
That's digging right at the back of my mind. How the hell I found that, I don't know.
What have you
Bloody
done
hell.
for me lately? That's a song, not like a quote.
Self-Pet Shop Boys as well, no?
Who?
No, that's what I've done to deserve this. What have you
No,
done?
what have you done for me lately?
I don't know.
Oh,
Famous Brother.
Ross Brothers.
no.
Ian Jackson.
Yeah, Janet Jackson.
Oh, Janet Jackson, near enough.
Human.
Human League.
Yeah. This is what I'm trying to think. This is what Mazzy says to Michael 45. I want to wake up with you.
Forrest Gardner.
Yeah. Don't give up.
Kate Bush and Peter Gabriel.
Yeah. Think for a minute.
House Martins.
Yeah. Waiting for the ghost train.
Madness.
Yeah, good one, Richard. Here's one Ian should get straight away. In the army now. Yeah. Stuck on You.
Huey Lewis News.
Yeah. Huey Lewis, yeah. This is a tricky one, but I think Richard might get it. One Great Thing.
Big Country.
Yeah, good one, Richard, yeah. Richard won't get this. No one will get this. Greetings to the New Brunette.
No.
Who can't sing and I like him?
Oh.
Billy Bragg.
Yeah.
Yes.
I Just Died in Your Arms Tonight.
Cutting Crew.
Oh,
Yeah.
good one.
Good one.
Keep Me Hanging On.
Kim Boyle.
Yeah. Calling All the Heroes.
It Bites.
Yeah, it does. Waterloo.
Ever.
Dr. Medics.
Yeah, good one, Richard. French Kissing in the USA.
Debbie Harry. Or Deborah Harry.
Didn't mean to turn you on.
Robert Palmer.
The Wizard.
Paul Hardcastle.
Last one. Every Loser Wins.
Nick Berry.
Yeah, I think you've won that one, Richard.
Yeah.
By a
The
country
album.
mile.
Well done.
Thank you.
Well, Richard.
And Richard, you win a jar of fresh air. There you go.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah.
I think that's a great little competition, Rob. That I think that'll now be mentioned in the descriptions every week because I think it's a good little bit of fun. And Richard seems to know everything.
No, if it's from the 90s, my money is in Simon. Definitely.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe.
I know where most of my compilations are. So that was the first one that I found, and I thought, yeah, it's pretty good, that one. So
yeah, because those albums, whenever they came out, they were a great source of music for us.
Oh yeah,
overseas.
Yeah,
you could get one of those albums and you got everything. This is what's current. Great.
Yeah,
you didn't have to go and buy individual albums, singles.
Yeah, they were great, weren't they?
Did you know many of them songs, Art?
I knew a couple of them. I knew the Peter Gabriel, the Kate Bush, the Steve Winwood. Those are all artists I listened to in the 80s.
Yeah.
Genesis.
Yeah, I find when I do my walk down the sidewalk on for Thursdays, there's songs in the American top 10 that those bands never released anything over here.
No.
But, I mean, I've heard of Tyrone Davis, but when I look, he didn't release nothing over here I don't think.
No.
But he was huge in America.
I never heard of him.
Well, apparently. Okay, football fans. There you go.
Yeah. I'm not putting the one above it up.
Oh, that one, yes.
Did you watch the game yesterday, Richard?
I didn't, Rob. I couldn't watch it. I was going to watch. I thought it was the Sky, but it wasn't. It was Championship one. They bottled it. Completely bottled it. That's it. But still, even second place, I'm more than happy.
Yeah,
it's just that we were ahead for so long in the season, you thought maybe there's a chance. At the end of the day, City is probably the best team in Europe.
You're still top, though, Richard.
Yeah, I know, but we're only 2 points ahead with they have 3 games in hand.
Yeah, I know.
So,
the team to wash out is Chelsea.
Oh, no.
They're, 10 points off the relegation zone?
Well,
yeah,
put it this way.
They've got enough points. They'll be okay.
They've got enough points. Right. Thomas Tuchel, without him, they would be in the relegation zone at the start of the season. Yeah. And I don't know what they've got good players, and I don't know what has gone wrong with that team. I think maybe there's far too many players in the squad to start with.
Yeah, I think that's the problem.
Cut in half, really.
Yeah. They haven't got a decent striker, have they?
No.
They haven't, no.
No.
But
I mean, my mate Lee's a big fan, and apparently last night they played 5-4. He said one up front, 5 midfield, and 5 defenders.
Didn't they have a goalkeeper?
Well, they had a goalkeeper, but he
1-5-4-1.
Yeah, you're not going to score goals like that, are you?
No.
Well, I don't understand why they don't play Aubameyang. I know he doesn't want to be there, but he is a genuine striker. So why not play him just for the rest of the season and get a bit of his money's worth?
Yeah, it'll give him a focal point at least.
Are you keeping up with us, Art?
Right, I wanted to ask a question to see whether anyone could come up with an answer to this. So I wanted to show Cassette Corner. So I wanted to show that album. Yeah. Final album by the Police, Synchronicity. And some people think this is the best Police album. Some people do. And it's the final album. Can anyone think of an artist whose final album was their best album? Has anyone got any suggestions?
Right. Well, I would say it's technically not their final album, but it was the last one they recorded was Abbey Road by the Beatles.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Yeah.
That is their best album.
Is that your favourite Beatles album?
It is, yeah.
Right. Yeah, Abbey Road's mine as well.
Simon Garfunkel's Bridge Over Trouble. I know you hate Simon Garfunkel, Rob, but Bridge Over Troubled Water is Simon Garfunkel's best album as well. It's the last one.
Is that their last album? Yeah. That's interesting, isn't it? Yeah.
I'm trying to think of ones in the 80s and the 70s or late 70s here.
Richard, there's one you forgot about. I think it's your favourite Style Council album is the last one.
It probably is their best, actually. Aye.
Yeah.
Whenever I was listening to them again for our little video,
Yeah.
it's the one that I enjoyed the most.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm going to go with that.
Yeah. I know
I'm just
that.
trying to think of
Ivan, that's Light the Blue Touch Paper and Stand Back.
What? Which one's what?
Ivan saying that Bowie's last album was great.
Ooh.
Oh, very good, but it was best.
Black
No,
Star.
it wasn't his best.
And if you're Ian,
Wasn't his,
20s.
no, it definitely wasn't his best, but it was good, but not his best.
Yeah.
I didn't like it.
Yeah, we know.
Can you think of any other ones, Rob?
Well, I know the House Martins only did 2 albums. I
Yeah.
think you prefer the second album, don't you?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
How
I'm not
about
sure whether you could. I'm not
Phil
sure if you could
Collins?
get a video out of it, but
I've got
just
one.
something that sort of came into my mind today when I was daydreaming.
Where
how
would you
about
put
Phil
Sing-
Collins going back?
No, not at all. Phil Collins' best album is his first one, Face Value.
Yes.
No,
Where
I
would you put
like the
Sing-
fact that he went back and did covers
Mm,
rather than original. And it was his last album, but
I know. I mean, I know these bands have only released 2 albums, and that's Tin Machine. But the second Tin Machine album is far better than the.
Yeah.
yes, I think they'd sort of worked out where they were coming from, where they were going to before they ended up going nowhere.
no, that's a big fat. Tin Machine first one is better, I think.
I don't know whether there's anybody who thinks there must be somebody somewhere in the world who thinks Strange Ways is the best Smiths album. I'm not sure who, but I'm sure somebody has said that.
I think both Morrissey and Marr have both said that. And I
Yeah.
can't understand it because for me, it's by far their weakest.
For me, it's the one I'm least familiar with. So it's probably the one that I'd listen to and potentially get a little bit more out of.
But do you not think...
I know the others so well.
Yeah, but do you not think it sounds... It's even got a little bit of a dated sound to it compared to the other 3.
It has a little bit, yeah.
And I just think songs like Stop Me, Stop Me, Oh, Stop Me, I can't stand that song. I never did like it.
No.
And that's regarded as one of the best off the album. And Unhappy Birthday is dreadful.
Yeah. Yeah, you've got up in a grumpy mood, haven't you?
I have.
It's my fault for putting Scary Monsters at number 14.
Oh dear. Yeah.
Rob, where would you put Synchronicity in the Police catalogue? I would actually put it either last or second last.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, and the 3 with the weird titles are the 3, whichever order you fancy. But for me, it's Regatta.
I absolutely love the first 3 Police
albums.
albums.
Brilliant.
You know, you get all these pompous people talking about all these, albums that have got, like when you see the top 100 albums to listen to before you die and things like that. They never put albums like those Police albums, Blondie's album. I don't want to upset Art. It's all King Crimson's, Brian Eno and stuff like that. But if you want to have a good time and listen to some good music, you can't beat those first 3 Police albums.
No, they are. You're right there, Rob. They are the best.
Do you have this box set, Rob, on CD?
Yeah, I've got.
No, I don't have that. I've got another box set from quite a few years ago, but you just the Police are. I mean, I can't do a video about the Police because there's plenty of videos about the Police out there, and you're sort of going over old ground. But they're one of my favourite bands, the Police. I love them.
But do you not find that the last 2 albums were geared in sound towards the American market, whereas the first 3 with bits of reggae and all were geared towards almost the new wave sound of the UK at the time?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not that much of a music aficionado to sort of dissect everything like that.
Yeah.
There's There's other pompous people do that on the VC. Whereas me, I just sort of...
You like what you like.
How I felt in 1980, you cannot beat Zenyatta Mondata. It's just a fantastic album. Same with Regatta de Blanc. You know, nobody shows Regatta de Blanc and says what a masterpiece it is. But it is an absolute masterpiece. It's just a great album.
When I rank the place where I put them.
I know you're Richard. I watch your video. I'm always watching your old videos when I can't get to sleep. And there was that one you were talking about.
You don't have to take that as a...
And you were saying you were tired of showing Regatta de Blanc because you just love it so much.
I know.
Yeah, it's just great, isn't it? Now. You know, sometimes you have these huge record collections, and the albums that mean so much to you, you can fit them in a case.
That's it. I know.
You know.
I know.
Anyway, I'll let someone else talk for a bit.
Yeah. How did the Police, when they first come out, did people like them in America when the first 3 albums come out?
You guys were talking about the Police. Synchronicity is really the only Police album I care for. Ghost in the Machine has got a couple of songs I like, but I like, I don't know how this, I like Sting's first 2 solo albums better than I do the Police because they're jazzy. I like jazz. So I listen to a lot of fusion jazz, and Sting's first 2 solo albums, I have them on vinyl and CD, and I play them quite often.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's my sweet spot when it comes to Sting is his solo stuff.
There's quite a good production on those 2 albums, isn't there?
Yeah, quite a bit. But Synchronicity's got a lot of production too. But I remember having that on cassette. I used to play it in my car all the time when it came out. Yeah. But the other albums I just don't care for.
It's funny that over in America, it seems to be the trend that the later 2 are the more popular. But over here, we were really into the first 3 albums.
I think there's a lot of bands, and Richard might know. So there's a lot of bands that were over in the UK that never really were that popular in the States.
Yeah,
because you talk about Slade and some. I can only remember hearing Slade like one song, like in high school, that was popular in the States, and then you never heard them again.
Oh, it's probably Run Away. You see, Slade were massive over here in the 70s. The 6 number-1 hit singles.
Yeah,
couldn't sell a record in America at all until Quiet Riot covered "Come On Feel the Noise" in 1983. Had a huge hit with it, and then Slade released their next single, which was "Run Away," and it got top 20. Got on to MTV, got in the charts, and that was about it. They had a hit eventually, but over here, 3 tracks, 3 singles straight in at number 1 in 1973. They were the first act to do that.
Yeah, and Kate Bush never really made it in the States.
Yeah,
until later on. I can remember seeing her on Saturday Night Live, where she did a couple songs from her first album, and they brought her on. But then some of my friends said that she was afraid of flying, so she didn't come to the States often.
Glam rock in general, which was huge here, didn't do well in the States, apart from one band that did reasonably well with a few top 20 hits, and that was The Sweet. Yeah, they hit big with Fox on the Run and Ballroom Blitz and Little Willie. I think there's another one as well.
That's why they re-recorded, Richard, for the American market.
But I think from the mid-70s, around that time, they were having success in the States. They weren't as much glammy. They were more hard rock, which was more the way the States were anyway. They were more into rock than us. Rock and soul, we were more into basically pop and glam rock. Singles-wise, albums-wise, both the same with the prog stuff and the singer-songwriter stuff.
Well, it was Top of the Pops had a lot to do with that.
Yeah,
all the glitz and glamour and the big hair and the shiny, sparkly suits and whatnot.
Best show ever on British TV. Loved
See,
it.
I'm surprised that T.
What was the best part of the best show?
The best part of wonderful 1991, Rob.
Yeah.
You've got a picture of your man. Who's
Oh.
the actor that was with Jennifer Aniston on the front there in the middle picture? What's his name?
Oh, I don't know.
Who used to go out with Jennifer Aniston?
Brad Pitt.
Brad Pitt. That's Brad Pitt.
Oh, it's Brad Pitt there, yeah.
He was. That was one of his first things. Was doing that jeans ad.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, I've got a couple of cassettes. They're not ones I picked up because I was working at weekends. So, but I pulled a few just for people to see. So that one.
Yeah, that's
that
as good as any compilation.
I've got a couple more here. So, do you remember this coming out? With this, like about when did this come out? Do you remember this?
That was 1980.
Was it 1980? Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that an original price sticker?
Yeah. £6
£6.49. Wow.
from W.A. Smith.
Cover of that, Rob.
I've got that on album. Wow.
Rob,
I've got
Yeah.
that.
the cover of that was originally going to be the cover of the White Album.
Really? I
Yeah.
didn't know that.
Hard to tell.
I've noticed a video James Griffiths put up a couple of hours ago, Annie. If you like this album, you like the Beatles. Have you seen that?
I have. It's with Ross Goodall.
Yeah.
That's
I
not
was
a
in
bad
the middle
video.
of watching it. I have to finish watching it. Here's one that all the progs like. So
Oh, oh,
Classic.
yeah,
Classic.
so
I like that album as well.
Yeah.
So I like that album.
get them out by Friday.
So, what's your favorite Genesis album with Peter Gabriel?
Oh, selling England by the pound.
I agree.
Genesis's greatest hits.
Yeah.
And then this is one for Richard.
Oh, the beautiful song. Do you know that's one of their worst albums?
No, I totally disagree.
I never really warmed to that album. I
That was
don't
a
like,
nice one, wasn't it?
them using expletives and the "Don't marry her," "F me" instead of "have me."
No,
Yeah,
it's
Oh,
Played that on
yes.
the radio by mistake, didn't they? On
Oh,
radio.
Yeah.
Clean version.
Yeah.
And the LP tracks I don't think are that great. That's nothing compared to their next album, Quench, with Perfect 10 and Dumb.
That was a great song, Perfect 10. The video's good to that.
No, I totally disagree, Richard. Here.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I like Blackburn on a Wire.
It's all right.
One of my favourites is Have Fun. I love that. I just love that
That's all
song.
right. What about Liar's Bar?
Yeah, I love that as well.
From Needle Drum.
I don't think this is easy to get on vinyl, is it? This one.
No, it's not.
Yeah, I'd like.
Unless it's been reissued. It might be reissued.
I think it has been, but
I've
never seen a copy of it. So, but I mean, I've got the cassette and I've got the CD, so I don't need the record, do I?
Yeah, but you're outvoted. Quench wins, doesn't it, Richard?
Yes.
What about
So
0898?
the best Beautiful South album is their debut one.
What about 0898?
That's not bad. And I admit I do like Brianna Corrigan's voice, the Irish girl, local girl here.
Yeah.
It's just different.
That'd be a good video to do, ranking their albums.
Yes. Are they in I think they're in my list, aren't they? The Beautiful South. I'm doing Elbow on Monday.
Yeah, I noticed that. Yeah.
Yeah. What do you think of Elbow, Richard?
I have a greatest hits, and it's all right. It just does nothing for me, really.
No, you need Richard. You
I
need
bought a hit.
Richard. You need to live with it.
Well, that's just exactly. You're right. I do need to live with it.
Honestly, because a lot of
Just
their
like-
albums, they're just, if you spend enough time, you get rewarded. But how much time have you got? I mean, I remember when Iain used to listen to music. Now he's a very minor celebrity.
Yeah, Ian, what about your laundry list? That must have an effect in your laundry list with you being on Rachel's stream for hours a day.
Not really.
Yeah, it hasn't been going down as fast as it should be.
There you go.
I've only been going on this week because I'm doing it on Saturday, so people that pop in, so they know who I am and that. But as from probably Monday, I won't be going on as much.
No,
it's only it was a good vehicle just to get people to know who I am, what's happening. But I won't do it all the time because, as much as I love going on, sometimes I'll sit there going, and people get. I mean, my face expressions. People don't. I don't know if you've seen it, but my face expressions. People in the peanut gallery know what I'm actually thinking. I don't have to say anything. I just have to look and frown, and people are getting it. But it's been a good tool to get people over here. I mean, if it weren't for me going, wouldn't have art. So
Yeah.
there's a plus. Yeah, there's a great plus. But I think the UK VC and the American VC are two different. Within the VC, they're two different sort of things. They're different ends of the spectrum.
You know what? Neither House Martins nor Beautiful South are in the laundry list.
Well, we better put them on for Mr. Walker then.
Yeah.
Both?
Yeah.
House Martins is only like 2 albums, isn't it?
Yeah. That's it. Easy, quick one to do.
Yeah.
I'm actually starting to listen to some of Morris's solo albums. I've only really listened to the first 2 that I knew, but listening to some of the other ones, there's some great songs on them albums.
Yeah.
Some better ones than actually what he did with the Smiths, I think.
I don't think that they were very popular in the U.S. either, the Smiths.
No,
Richard, what you listening to? I know you're probably busy with your father's passing away.
Yeah.
What have you been listening to recently?
The Kinks, an awful lot of the Kinks. Because there's been a lot of Kinks videos going about, and I thought, right, I'll put some on, and I actually made a Kinks compilation for the car.
Yeah.
I love the Kinks, but
Matthew did a great 3-parter on the Kinks.
Yeah.
Have you watched that, Richard?
The 3-parter on the Kinks. When did you do that?
He did 3 videos, didn't he? On the I watched 2 of them.
Yeah.
I watched the RCA and the R.T.O one. I don't think I watched the 3 of them. Yeah, but also Mike PC31, Vinyl Policeman. He did a little bit of a thing going around the Kinks, and I've been watching that as well. Have you any Kinks records, Rob?
Yeah, I've got the Village Green.
What do you think of it, honestly?
Yeah, I like it. I bought it because there was a documentary, and I watched the documentary, but they didn't really know the album because I'd never even heard of it up until five years ago, probably. So I really like it. You can sort of hear a lot of influences, can't you, in it? So I've got a couple of. Obviously, you don't watch my videos, but I've shown a couple of Kinks compilations. Probably about a year ago. You probably forgot, but I'm not the biggest Kinks fan. When I see there's a lot of people who've got quite big discographies, haven't they, of the Kinks, and I've not really touched the, very small, really. What about you, Art? What have you been listening to this week?
Well, me?
Yeah.
Oh, I've been listening to the Steven Wilson that I picked up, and I've been listening to a band from, I believe they're from Norway. They're called Soup.
Right.
They're a progressive rock band, and I like Riverside, and they're they're a Polish band.
Right.
So I listen to mostly prog music and fusion jazz.
Yeah.
So I've been listening to those, and I've been listening to Tori Amos's her new album that I've had for a little bit. So I have it on CD, but it's called Ocean to Ocean. And she was just in the UK touring.
Yeah, a lot of people sort of similarities between Tori Amos and Kate Bush, don't they?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, she kind of came in the '90s when Kate was kind of going towards the end of her run.
Yeah.
Yeah, I quite like Tori Amos. I think you're right, Art. She took what Kate had done and took it to a different level. I think she's came in at the right time for a leading female singer-songwriter, and I think that's a good thing.
You know what?
I listened to a lot of Camel.
We preempted Art. Tori Amos is already on the laundry list for Ladies' Night.
Yeah. So she's coming up.
All 16 albums.
She's going to be in Charlotte. She's going to be close to me here in July. So I'm going to try to get a ticket and go down and see her.
Oh, yes. Oh, definitely.
I remember I saw her on her first tour. 3 nights I saw her on that tour. And then I had never seen her since then. And she autographed a picture, and I went backstage. I met her and everything. That was pretty cool. I mean, we were both young, you know. I was young. She was young.
How old is Tori?
Well, I'm 65, and she's a few years younger than me.
Yeah, so she's about my age, I think.
Early 60s.
No, she's older than me then.
Oh dear.
Simon,
59.
I like to look at that record shop you was in Worthing.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's the first time I went in there, actually.
Yeah. Simon uploaded a video midweek.
Yeah, I've seen it. It's pretty cool. It is a great little shop you got there, Simon.
Yeah, it's like a gold mine of just everything.
How far are you from there, Worthing?
About 7 miles.
That's all right then, isn't it?
Yeah, not far away.
So what have you been listening to this week while are you on holiday?
Yeah, I'm on 2 weeks annual leave.
Who have you been listening to? Have you been spinning?
I've been listening to cassettes, mainly 70s and 80s.
Be a bit more.
Sharks.
Who?
Sharks. The Who of Sharks.
Who?
Can I just say, Dave? Can you be the man that does that before we play the thing up? I'll take my hands away.
Sharks.
Sharks, yeah.
Right.
Never heard of it.
No, I don't know Sharks. No.
Bit of Supertramp.
Oh, great album.
Average
One
White
of the
Band.
best. Ooh.
What was that one?
Average White Band.
Oh,
Soul Searching. Oh, yeah.
Bit of Madness.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
One step behind.
Earth, Wind and Fire.
Yeah.
Oh, all in all, yeah.
Bright Wind and Fire.
Cool in the Gang.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Marilyn.
Marillion.
Marillion.
Not one of my favourite albums.
ABC.
Yeah.
Rush Signals.
Oh, yeah.
Great album.
Toto.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes,
Not the best, but
Finally, a bit of Madonna.
Oh, yeah.
Well, the like of it, is that the Virgin album?
Yeah.
Probably a best.
You reckon?
Followed by the Rail Light album.
Rob, did you hear from Lloyd Boone?
No, why?
His channel is now defunct.
What?
His channel is no longer. Apparently, it got hacked.
Oh,
So
no.
it's been completely removed. So he sent me a message, and he said he's starting all over again from 0 subs to 0 videos, and he's going to start all over again.
How did he say how it happened?
He didn't say how it happened. I don't know how it happened.
Imagine if that happened, it'd be a nightmare.
Mm-hmm.
I
Well, that's what happened. Was it not? Hers was hacked. I don't know if it was hacked. He said it was hacked. Maybe he said a few bad words or whatever, and YouTube tore it down. I don't know, but he has to start from scratch again.
Right. So, did he give you any idea when he was going to be doing his first video?
No.
Yeah.
We'll have to
I just
let us
said
know.
that I just said that whenever he gets up and running, we'll do a collab video if he wants, just to give a bit of this. You can come on as well. We'll try and do something about Paul Weller or something. Anyway.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Yeah, let us know, Richard, so I can sub to his new channel.
Yeah.
Because he I wonder why I hadn't heard, because he's an avid watcher and he always puts some great comments and little insights to stuff from down under. So, I've missed
10 minutes.
Oh,
He's the sort of person that will call a spade a spade.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he didn't kind of just toe the line, did he? If he believed in something, he just said it, didn't he?
I know, exactly.
Yeah.
Wow. This has been another good one, hasn't it?
Was it?
Yeah. Are you gonna promote it again, Rob, like you did last week?
Yeah, I shared it, didn't I?
Yeah.
The
more people we get, the more people will get into the.
Yeah, but I think the longer that you spend on, because the thing, if you go on Rachel's stream, then you will pick subs up. There's no doubt about that, because there's a lot of questionable people watching that, and they'll subscribe to any rubbish. But the main thing is that you're collecting up subscribers, so, and you're getting your name known, aren't you? So people are going to be curious and want to come over. So
yeah, I mean, it's just going to be. I mean, as I said, I mean, I'm very grateful to Rachel and given this opportunity to do the thing.
Yeah.
But the only reason I've been on this all this week is just to get my face out there. So when people, because Rachel's put it up on her channel that I'm doing it. So when they go, oh yeah, we know who it is, blah 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 blah, and then I shall go back to going on a couple of times a week. But I mean, I don't want to do it all the time myself, as much as it's good fun and I've met some really good people. But I want to concentrate more on this one. This is sort of my baby. But you guys that come on here are part of this now. So we've got to establish. I mean, we can only have 6 people up, but the more people we have in the gallery, the better.
The thing is with Richard and Simon will know, the UK VC, there's so many people that they don't. I think the one thing with the UK VC is we're not as consistent with our videos. We don't make as many videos as people who will go 6 months without making a video. Whereas in America, as a rule, they tend to be a little bit more consistent with the videos, don't they?
Yeah. Good evening, Norman. Welcome again. We needed you earlier. I'll see if I can find that. Dave set a teaser.
No, don't ask him that.
Why? He'll know the answers.
No, we don't want Norman showing off.
I do. Yeah, this is for Norman. If you just put your answers in the comments below.
Yeah.
Well, I think we've got a few hours. I don't know how many hours I've got left this month, Dave. So
we can run over a bit.
Okay.
But to keep everything sort of in the norm, I'm going to close the poll in about 3 minutes.
Okay. But because Saturday I'm only going to keep it. It will be only 2 hours because it's chunking into my downtime. So, and I'm going on at 3 o'clock because I'll be watching the England-France rugby beforehand. That takes precedence, so that's why it's 3 o'clock and my time.
Well, the easiest way to see whether or not England have won is if Ian is in tears, France won.
Go on, you Spurs. 2-2.
Oh, you're working. Oh, well. It's great to see you in. Yeah, there's your question. Well, take a note of them and I'll ask you them tomorrow, Mazzy. See, I'll put it in the peanut gallery tomorrow. I'll make a note of them.
It's one part is for each beagle and it's 3 different years. 2 of the last 2 happened in the same year.
There you go.
Right, I'm going to go now. I think we've had enough now.
Okay, well, as ever, Rob, thank you very much.
Thanks very much, Rob.
Are you going to be here next week, Richard?
I'll be here next week, but probably not after that.
Yeah, I'll try and come in a little bit
Not
early
next week, and then back to work the week after.
Yeah, I'll try and get in a little bit early next week.
Yeah, one for your diaries, gentlemen. So it'll be a Sunday afternoon on the 14th of May. It's my 2nd birthday of the channel, so we're going to have a bit of a birthday party. So bring a can of something.
Okay, that's excellent.
Yeah, so
we'll have ice cream and jelly.
We can have ice cream. I don't know how we're going to eat it.
Ice cream, jelly, wafers, and
Ta-da, Rob. There we go.
Cheers, Rob.
I'm going to put his link to his channel in the description later, along with Vinal Dales and Richards and Arts, because they've all got great channels. If you haven't watched them, go and watch them. And if you haven't subbed, why not? Because this is the VC Community UK. Richard is an old hand now, aren't you?
No, Simon's been doing this as long as I have.
3 years. Well, coming up 4 years in September. 4 years in September.
Well, I'm
guys,
Well, I suppose I've been going for about 8 months before you. Near enough, I say.
But I mean, already the collaborations, Richard, that's well, they're famous now.
Oh God.
Yeah,
well, they're good fun to do.
You get cracking numbers.
I'm looking forward to Saturdays because I think there's going to be all sorts in that.
Okay, I'm ending the poll.
I need to get my bubbling unders done. I haven't done them. I'll do them after this.
See, I'm
like 3 or 4 years we peak, and then that's it for us older hands. Richard,
well,
do you think it's short-lived?
I run out of ideas, and I'm not going to continue to make videos if only I have to buy new records, because I'm not going to do that. So, because I can't afford it.
You're a bit burnt out. You're a bit burnt out.
I'm a little bit burnt out. There's not a lot more. I've done so many ranking videos. What really burnt me out was whenever I was furloughed from work, I was making a video nearly every other day, Simon.
Yeah, I know you were making quite a lot of videos per week.
Couldn't even get out of the house, so I had nothing else to do. So a lot of what I was wanting to do in the future, I was doing at the end. Yeah.
See, I don't. I'm not. I've got. There's so many people's requests now. I don't think I'm going to run out of stuff to do.
I say I couldn't do what you do and listen to an artist that I only know one album of, and they've got 19 albums, and listen to them constantly until I can rank them. I can't do it. It would drive me around the twist.
I don't know how I get past from week to week making a video. I just don't know how where it comes from. It just it just happens. But it's a struggle at times.
It is a struggle at times. At the start, I used to plan it for the next week. Now, if I don't have anything, I don't do anything.
Yeah.
You know, and maybe I'm walking or driving along in the car and this idea comes in my head, and I thought, oh, I'll write that down. I'll see how I can do it. And some of them are crap, like, but still, it's another video.
Well, I'm off
so I still get a lot of enjoyment out of this.
Right.
I come up with a lot of ideas when I'm asleep or when I'm going to bed, and sometimes when I'm in my car or my vehicle. Then I'll jot it down or I'll put it in my phone and my notes. So after I stop, I do my video every weekend. So after the weekend, then I start planning for the next weekend by collecting records and going out picking and stuff. And then I'll get everything, put it in a box, and then I'll come up with a list of what I want to start doing, and then I start working on it on Monday. And then by the time I get to Saturday, I've got my show pretty much wrote out what I want to do. And then I got 2 or 3 ideas down the road that I got to try to fit in. So
See,
I really
There we
haven't.
go.
my biggest thing is the battle of the debuts, finding albums that are very similar to each other and debuts. That's the toughest show that I do. But it's becoming a popular show, and I'm going to keep doing it.
Mm.
But I mean,
And the variations have been good.
yeah, it's
And
just
I think we're going to go back and revisit some of the variations, but further down the line. So we'll go back and do live albums again at a later stage. We'll go back and we'll do UK versus US. I think we should go back and do the boys versus the girls.
yeah.
That was very interesting.
There's so many variations. But with my planning, I'm actually working on at the moment. I'm working on the week commencing the 8th of May at the moment. And I've nearly done it.
Yeah. And sort of after the second bank holiday weekend, so after the 8th, we're actually going to be starting to look at what we're doing in June.
But it does help having Dave helping as well. And, you know, when it comes to putting the schedule together, that's why Dave is such a big help on the channel. I mean, as far as a lot of people, I'm sure a lot of people in the Rankers gallery will say that Dave is as much a part of Ranking the Obscure as me. I think there'd be people out there that would say that.
I'm just a backroom pussycat. That's why I hide there.
How many hours do you put in per week then, Ian, on YouTube?
Sure. I dare to think.
Oh,
I haven't got
on average, you're starting recording at what, 9 o'clock in the morning?
At 9 o'clock, I do record me 2 shows, edit them,
and you're finishing around about what, 2-3 o'clock in the afternoon?
Yeah.
So there you go. There's 5 to 6 hours daily.
It's good as a full-time job then, really, isn't it?
Yeah, but I don't have anything else to do, so
No.
it actually keeps me sane. Actually,
Simon,
Keeps them out of trouble.
Sorry. Do you find that you get most of your views per video in the first 24 hours? Because I find with me, if I put up a video, the first 24 hours, it's the same people watching it, and then after that, it falls flat as a pancake. Now, occasionally, the odd video, like a ranking video, may pick up about 2 or 3 months later. For example, the Stranglers one I did in November, it got to a peak of about 400 views altogether, but it picked up after Christmas, and it's now sitting at 1,700. And that's happened.
That's why I started putting in this back on this day in 2022.
Sorry.
Very good. That's why I put them in the community, and it's amazing how many views I pick up when I put something that I done months ago in the community, and the numbers go up that week.
But generally speaking, the ones within the first couple of days that do the best for me are the ones where I show new things that I bought. So I may have worked for a full week on doing a ranking video and getting it all right, but if I go and buy 4 records and show them, I'll get more views.
See, the one that you predicted this one, Richard, the Bay City Rollers one is steady even now.
I told you it would be.
I mean, it's not as going as mad as it did, but 5 or 6 people are watching that a week.
Well, that's not bad. That carries on. And if the YouTube algorithm throws that out somewhere, you'll get a spike.
Yeah,
So
I'm sure I did that on when I did the Coverdale and Page album, because the numbers were low on that, 20, 30. And I thought, well, no one's like this. And all of a sudden, it shot over 100. So I think that something spiked that, and it just went absolutely ballistic.
There are certain things that will trigger. Certain bands will trigger to a certain audience. So bands from the 60s, 70s, 80s will trigger people of our age. Bands of the 90s, 2000s, 2010s, 2020s will trigger, what do they call it now? Is it Gen Z is the latest thing?
Yeah.
Millennials, whatever. That will trigger for them. And it's a question of finding where you are comfortable with your audience and where your audience are comfortable with you. It's finding that median. And you've been doing, let's see, I'm just looking here at the analytics. You've had just over 2,800 views in the last week. You've had 891 views in the last 48 hours, of which 107 were David Bowie, the studio albums.
Yeah, Lita Ford did well, and I didn't expect. I mean, I know she's part of the Runaways, and that's what she's more known for. But solo stuff, it's been a very popular video.
As I say, there are little things that will, like I say, certain things will trigger certain demographics.
And prog, every time I put a prog video up, the figures of people watch my prog stuff.
Yeah, I mean,
a lot in America are. A lot of Americans watch my prog stuff.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I watch them.
Well, no, we know you do. I've got one coming up. I don't know if you've heard of this band, Mostly Autumn.
Yeah, I have. I have them on CDR. I don't have them on, but I've been listening to them for probably over 20 years.
Oh, they're
Black
great.
Light is my favorite.
Yeah, they're all. I'll tell you what, that was so hard to rank because I love every album.
Yeah, and they have a lot of them. I don't have the later ones. I have their early stuff.
Yeah, it's another good band.
I think they're right here.
Well, folks, I'm going to head here. All the best.
Okay, Richard.
I'll see you on Saturday and at 10 o'clock.
10 o'clock, yeah.
Bye, Richard.
Well, see you, Richard, again.
Have a good weekend. Cheers.
Don't forget to go and subscribe to Richard. He's got some great videos up there. Glam rock.
I like the ones where you two do them together.
Yeah. Another one on Saturday, Art. Another one on Saturday.
Yeah, we're at it again on Saturday.
Yes, there's a special on Saturday.
Right, bye.
Bye, Richard. Take care, mate.
Mostly Autumn. They got Passengers.
That's a great album.
And then the other one I have three. And then the other one I have is Spirit of Autumn's Past.
Just great, isn't it? They're just
Last Bright Light. Yeah, they're CDRs that I recorded, but I don't have any of their stuff. I guess I could look for some, but it's probably not going to be cheap. It's not going to be cheap. They're going to be expensive.
No, they're very. There's not many of them about.
Yeah,
that's a format that never really took off, and that's something we could actually look at. Was the Philips? Was it the picture disc they called it? It was the Philips version of DVDs.
Yeah, the CDRs.
Oh,
yeah. Yeah, but they had a particular name for it. It was Philips that did it.
Laserdisc.
Oh, you're talking about the big ones. Oh, the big ones. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yes, the Laserdiscs. That was a format that never took off.
I used to have the Laserdisc of Genesis in concert. It was the 76, 77 tour on Laserdisc.
Oh,
and
wow.
I sold it many years ago. My Laserdisc player broke, so I sold the Genesis. It was a Japanese pressing of that concert. It was the full show, and we used to call it Sensasia. We just gave it a name, and that's what we made copies of it onto tape. So I have a tape of it, a cassette tape, but I can't play that either.
But yeah, that was a format that was coming out at the same time as sort of DVDs and whatnot.
Oh, okay.
Everybody had VHS, But if you really wanted quality, you actually should have gone for Betamax.
Yeah, I remember Betamax.
Yeah, and then you had DVDs, CDRs, and all the rest. There's always been competition, and 99 times out of 100, it's been Sony that's been winning.
Oh, okay. I can remember Betamax. When I first went in the Navy, there was a guy on the ship that had Betamax. He had tapes, and that was the first time I ever saw those.
Oh, but the quality was brilliant.
The quality was far better than VHS.
Oh yeah,
I liked my 8-tracks when I was in high school. I used to play them in my car, and they sounded to me they sounded pretty good back then.
Yeah, and the beauty about the 8-track, you could put it in and it would loop automatically.
Right. I remember I had Emerson, Lake and Palmer, the 3 LP set. Welcome Back, My Friends. I had that on 8-track. I used to wear that one out. I play it all the time.
You see, I can't believe, like, Mum say, Harry. You know, Harry. He's got reel-to-reels.
Yeah, I've seen. Yeah.
Did you see? He's brought Hard Day's Night on reel-to-reel.
Wow. Yeah, my cousin's husband had a reel-to-reel that he bought. He was in the Air Force back in the '60s, and he was stationed in Germany. And he brought back reel-to-reel. He brought back a reel-to-reel, and he brought back the tapes and everything. And that's when you went over to his house to visit. He would play some tapes for you.
Because
they sound incredible.
Yeah, I said to Harry, "What's the sound reproduction on that?" And he said, "It's fantastic."
Oh yeah,
it's
fantastic.
It's like you're standing next to them. It's that good.
Yeah, you're right, Simon. You're right. Yeah, it's oh man.
And a lot depended on the equipment that you had, the microphone and the recording equipment, etc. You could walk in with your own reel-to-reel, set up a microphone, and away you went. I can remember my dad, he had reel-to-reel, and the quality of stuff that he recorded was unbelievable. Like Simon says, it was like you were standing next to the stage.
Right.
The quality was absolutely astounding, stunning. And if you had, it was rare, but if you had a 2-mic setup, you got proper stereo. You really got the left and right speaker being reproduced on tape because the tape had the capability of recording left and right. It was brilliant.
Yeah, I think those tapes are really rare now.
They are.
I don't see them much here in the States. I don't see them, and I'm out 2 or 3 days a week going in. You call them charity shops. The all those the Goodwills and the Habitat for Humanity and all these shops that I go to every week and go to different towns and 50-mile radius. And I'm out all the time, and I hardly ever see an 8-track or reel-to-reel. You just don't see them.
Yeah, most people have dumped the 8-tracks.
Yeah, 8-tracks you don't see very often. I did see one I didn't buy it. It was I think it was $5 US. It was one of Queen's album on 8-track. And it was just sitting there with a bunch of 8-tracks, but I don't have a player, so really was no need to buy it. But
this is it. It's got to be a niche market,
right? And I never was really a big Queen fan, but that's another band. I can remember in high school, high school. My girlfriend at the time, her brother used to play A Night at the Opera. Every time I go over there to see Gloria, her brother would be playing A Night at the Opera. He loved Queen. He played them all the time. So I used to, that's where I got my Queen from. Yeah.
I think they're a lot bigger in the States, weren't they? 8-tracks than over here in Britain.
Yeah.
A lot more popular.
Yeah. 8-tracks. It all depended on the equipment you had. I was lucky. The piece of equipment I got was a removable piece. There was a home base unit and a car unit. So you could plug a bit into the car. Off you go, listening to your 8-tracks. You arrive home, you take it out of the car, walk in, plug it into the base unit in the house. You can keep listening to your music. It was brilliant. I didn't have a car, so I listened to everything at home. I used to drive my brother nuts listening to Glenn Campbell and the Strawbs and
I love
various other bands.
Strawbs are a top 10 group for me. The Strawbs and Camel, they're in my top 10.
I think I'm going to have struggling because last week Rob set me a bit of a task saying to put together my top 100 bands.
Wow, that's
yes.
Yes, which I'm going to do over Christmas because I don't know, over the Christmas period between Christmas and New Year, I don't do shows. I do a lot of pre-recorded stuff. So I'm going to do it in batches of 25.
No, do it in batches of 20. Gives you 5 days.
No, I'm doing it in 25 because I'm doing the bloopers show as well.
That's a lot of bands.
Hang on, I'm just going to have a quick look here.
It's going to tell.
I think I'd rather do like a
because Christmas Day is a Monday.
Well, nothing goes out on Christmas Day. So.
I know. So, are we taking it sort of, say, the Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday?
Yeah, I like to have a nice break at Christmas. Yeah,
because that gives you the 5 days, and if you want to take it to the Wednesday, that's 6 days. So you've got 5 days of 20 and plus a blooper.
Yeah, and then I've got the end of the year show as well. So yeah, that'll do.
Which
that's for another day.
Anyway.
Anyway, folks, we've been going 2 hours and 16 minutes. As ever, it's always lovely to see you on the show, Art. You're always welcome.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, we enjoy having you here. And once again, thank you, Simon, for your. I need to have a chat with you this week. Can you just stay on for a few minutes?
Yeah. Oh yeah, we'll do.
So
a 1 or a 2.
This is just a 2-1. This is.
Yeah, not a problem.
Okay. So thank you, folks, for watching. And if you're still watching, enjoy the rest of the show. I'll be back tomorrow when I'm doing a live album ranking of Kate Bush. Okay, there's only 2 albums, but they are solid albums. New album review, Metallica's 72 Seasons. And then don't forget Saturday on with Richard. And then I'm substituting for Rachel on Saturday as it's going up on the thing. It's already in the ready to go, so you'll see it's an upcoming. So thank you very much, Art, and once again thank you for Dave for doing all the backroom stuff and let me just sit here and chat away.
Waffle.
I'll see you next Thursday.
See you next Thursday.
Take care, Art. Cheers,
Take
Simon.
care, everybody.
Dave.
Good night, chat.
Have a good week.
Bye for now.
You.